What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone, and welcome back to where we are going to talk in this video. So welcome back to a new video where we're going to talk about Giuntoli actually making miracles. You know, if you look at the numbers and not going into details, but going into details is maybe a bit too much. It's too much to go into details right now, but just the overall picture, he is kind of working miracles, or he's trying to work miracles. Let me rephrase it. But before we do that, as always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and put the notification bell on, because football is coming thick and fast after the international break, and it's going to be exciting, hopefully. But we will have a lot of things to talk about. But Giuntoli, the age of the team went from 27, basically 27 in about 7 days or something, to 24 and 7 months and 1 day or something. Average age. And that's obviously without including Arthur right now, because apparently he can say if there's no movement, so on. He's been added to the list, and not like Kostic, who's out of the list, so he's not included. He could be in the list, and then it obviously can vary it a little bit. But we have 3 players. I think it's Perin, Pinsoglio, and Danilo. Is it Danilo who's older than 27? Danilo, Perin, Pinsoglio. I think that's it. I think that's a play. Those are the players who are over 27. I think it is. That's ridiculous. That's really ridiculous. You know, if you know where we're coming from, that's brilliant. In terms of, okay, you have a young core. That's a first step to actually build something. Like, you need experience, but the experience we had were overpriced or not good enough. That was a fact, you know. Now you start with a young bulk, and you try to build with that. And maybe you can add a piece here and there with more experience whatsoever. But the goal was, we're going to lower the wage, the age especially, and that needs to go with lowering the wage, which we also did with about 15, 60 million. The numbers are going all over the place, but we lowered the wage bill, and we signed a lot of players. I think people forget that. We signed about 8 players or so, and we still lowered the wage bill. And we're, for the first time in 11 years, we don't have the highest wage bill in Serie A. Now, that's not something to brag about. If you win, that's cool. If you win with second, fine. But if you win having the highest wage bill, nobody gives a toss, you know. But we're not winning. We're not even close to winning, and we had the highest wage bill. That was an issue. If Inter win with the highest wage bill, nobody cares. If we do that, nobody cares. But if you finish 4th, 3rd, whatever, and you have the highest wage bill, you're like, okay, this is ridiculous. So we lowered that. You know, he lowered that while signing 8 players. And to put it in a nutshell, including Plus Valenza and so on, our market is in surplus. It's a plus between 52 and about 60 million in plus. It's actually ridiculous. And you can say, hey, Kalulu's on loan and Conceição is on loan and so on. Yes, I get it. But still, like, that is fantastic business. That's the financial aspect. Now it needs to work on the pitch. But that's the first step. You cannot build something on the pitch if the financial situation is in a shambolic state. And they were in shambolic state, and they still are, by the way. It's not clear, it's not clean whatsoever, but it's a start. You added pieces, you added quality pieces, whilst you actually improve your wage bill. That is brilliant. That's just brilliant work. You need to admit it. You say, okay, hats off, Giuntoli. That's a fantastic job you have done there. I need to praise that. Obviously, on the pitch, it needs to be proven to actually work. That's up to Motta. That's up to the players he signed, so on, so on. That's up to him as well, because you signed those players. But that's the first step. You know, when the board got sacked, basically, everybody was in panic. Like, everyone was. Like, financially, where are we going? What's going to happen with this? What's going to happen with that? What about that player? You know, can we do this? Can we do that? And going into the summer, I think everybody was looking at it and was like, and if we sign 1, 2 players, fantastic, but we're probably going to need to sign Bremer or Vlahovic, and then we can do something. And Giuntoli basically said, no, we don't need to do that. Let me try to offload the players I do not rate, or Motta doesn't want. Let me cut, you know, take some losses here and there, but also let me add quote miners, Douglas Luiz, Di Gregorio, Conceição, Thuram, you know, let me add those pieces, Cabal, you know, let me do that. And then we can see what we can do. And then you have Motta as well, who right now, yeah, it's match day 3, but still, used in Bangula, and it paid off. Will it pay off long term? I don't know, but he got the most out of Bangula when it was much, much needed. Savona, you know, we were sitting here saying, man, we need a right back and so on. And maybe Savona will be moved on the bench, because I don't, like, Cambiaso's not going to be there. in that position as a winger. Like, it looks a bit awkward. You know, he needs to drop in again. But Savona, defensively, he was on point. It was actually brilliant to see, and I wasn't convinced about that. But that Roma game as well was brilliant from Savona. It was mature, it was solid again, and that goes credit to Motta. He trusted him, and he took that trust with a goal, a brilliant game against Roma. And maybe it's a shame to say, okay, now you need to be dropped because we have wingers, and Cambiaso, again, he's better if he drops in. Cambiaso will play everywhere. That's fantastic with Cambiaso. He will play everywhere, and he will do a job. But still, you want to have, or you want to get the best out of all your players, and you're not going to do that if you get put Cambiaso there. So Savona, but he has proven, you know, that's a plus. That needs to be included as well. Yes, the financial aspect, but now you have Iolis, who costs you basically nothing, who's popping up. Fagioli, let's see how that will turn out. Savona, who's looking good. Look at him, Bangola, like, you can do a job right now. And yes, he's still young and experienced. It's not going to be 8 out of 10 every single week. We knew that. That's normal. That's okay. That's fine. But still, you need those things. We sold Sule, we sold Huijsen. It's a drama. I get it. I rather would have kept those players. I really would. But they made a choice. They made a choice where we need to generate cash right now. If we want to, like, we could have kept Huijsen and Sule, and then we were in trouble in terms of we were not generating clean money, so we couldn't sign all these players. That means you got a winger and a center back, but we didn't have the midfielders, or so on and so on. So it's pick and choose, and it's not easy for Giuntoli to sit there and be like, probably, I need to sell these youngsters to generate funds, probably take a cut here and there as well, a little bit, to generate those funds. But if by doing so, it means I can sign a Douglas Luiz, a Colt Miners, a player like this, a player like that, to actually improve our team, you know. And this is the beginning. We're not out of the clear. We did a lot this summer. Next summer, it's probably going to be, okay, one of you guys will need to leave, and let me sort out the loan deals. Let me bring in that player to shore that up, and so on and so on. So it's not easy, you know, but Giuntoli is doing his job. The help now needs to come from up top. Sponsorship deals, all those things. We still have no sponsors. Money needs to come in from up top right now. There's only so much Giuntoli can do. At one point, if you still need to go lower and lower, that means you're going to lower your quality on the pitch as well. So it's a give and go between club and Giuntoli as well, or like management in terms of like ownership and Giuntoli. It needs to go hand in hand. You cannot just ask Giuntoli to do that again every single summer, because at one point he's going to say, okay, the quality is going down if you want me to do more and more. But right now, fantastic job so far, you know, off the pitch. On the pitch, even if you're in a financially fantastic state, on the pitch will also be on the pitch. You can sign top players when you're a healthy club, and it can flop. So on the pitch, we will see. But right now, he did more than I could have imagined. I really do. So let me know in the comments what you think. Like the video, subscribe, and I will speak to you guys soon. Ciao.